Hi Sunshine, welcome back to our channel. I'm TaylorAnne.
And I'm Luvena.
And together we are MADCURLS.
And today, okay, as you know me, okay, and today we're on location. First we would like to introduce you to Miss
Luvena.
And Miss Luvena is the one that cut our hair last Saturday. If you guys have seen the video on our channel already, this is who gave us these beautiful thickening curly cuts. And we were very impressed. You know that MADCURLS doesn't put their name on everything, but we felt like it was worth the interview. We just kind of wanted to know the roots, her background, and we're often asked, because we're a curly channel, who cuts our hair, or do we have any recommendations for the area? And our area is Connecticut. However, when you find a really good stylist, people have traveled long distances. Have you found that? People do travel, right? And so we felt that we just wanted to give another resource of who we are going to and how we are very impressed. When you find someone good, you kind of have to stick to it, and then you want to share that.
Yeah.
So
we've never done anything like this on our channel before, so I'm like super excited because we always like give recommendations like, oh, you should go to this person, but you get to actually meet the person. So we're super excited to have her here on camera with us.
On camera. So we just wanted to interview her and ask her about her salon. Do you think at any point we're gonna like take a little tour inside? You know, like mask up, just kind of like see. So it's just so cute. Have we ever put it on? I don't think we've ever put it on, right? So it's just adorable. And so today we would just really like to introduce you to Miss Leslie Luvena. And on Instagram, you know Leslie. Luvena Leslie.
It's all good. I have it's two first names.
All right.
All right. So do you want to tell us about yourself?
Yeah, sure. So as they said, my name is Luvena. I was Luvena Leslie, but then I got married, so now I'm Luvena Jones, but I love the name Luvena Leslie, so that's why my salon is called Luvena Leslie. I am a hairstylist, a salon owner, a wife, a mother, a believer, a mentor, an innovator, a creator, a dreamer. I'm so many things.
You really are.
Yeah, that's...
And you are so easygoing, so easy on the nerves. Yeah. It's like... The salon is like that typical salon where you go into and you just kick back. And I said to Tay, I said, like, I really need that because you guys know I'm going through some stuff. And so Saturday was just like so relaxing. Yeah. It's kind of like the story like continued because I kind of shared with her a little bit about my life the last time I was here. It's like she really like remembered things and we just kind of like talked. It was like girl talk, and I love it. The salon is beautiful and she's just so skillful, and she does exactly what you ask her to do, no more, no less.
How long have you been cutting?
So I lose count. You know, the older you get, you know, TaylorAnne. The older you get, the more you just kind of lose count. But I think I've been cutting for about 13 years now.
Okay.
Maybe 13 and a half, but I've been cutting curly hair for almost 12 years. I've been cutting curly hair 12 years.
In all hair types, right? All curl types?
All curl types?
Yes.
All
That's
curl
what
types.
drew me to the salon first. Looking at your Instagram page, we'll link it down below, that there was all different curl types on your page, and like all the haircuts look fantastic. Sometimes when you're looking for a stylist, you only see like one type, or a lot of the times in Connecticut, I was finding like wavy hair, and I was like, you know, we're someone who can cut like curly or kinky textures, and I came across your Instagram and I was like, yes. And I love that your Instagram shows like all your work, and it's amazing. So
how long have you been at this location?
So I've been at this location, this September was 3 years.
3 years, okay.
I've been in business for 9 years this September.
Okay.
But I started out downtown New Haven. I was downtown New Haven for 2.5 years. Then I had my daughter. I don't know if you guys know, but I have a daughter with Down syndrome. Okay. And so I had her 2.5 years into my business, and then she required a lot of help visits. So then I downsized. I went off the storefront, went and rented a room for 2.5, 3 years, and then as soon as she started school at 3 years old, I said, I'm going back to the storefront, and then I opened here 3 years ago.
So how big is your staff? How many helpers do you have?
Right, so I have a manager, I have 4 stylists, a front desk girl, and a stylist who's starting as an assistant. So I think now I have 17 members.
Wow, that's awesome. And do you have 2 locations? Are there 2 locations?
I did have 2 locations. I closed my second location in Branford as of April 1st, and it wasn't because of COVID. I had already decided that I did not want to open up, I didn't want 2 salons anymore. Okay. My dream was to have 5 salons. Wow. So I wanted a salon in New Haven, Hartford, Waterbury, New London, and Bridgeport, Fairfield.
Okay.
Right? And so I opened up in Branford, which is not any of those that I just named. and it was open for about a year. And it was a lot of stretching myself.
Right.
And I'm a mom first. I really am. Although I do have a thriving business, I am a mom first. My children and my family come first.
Yes.
And I cannot have 2 locations splitting the rest of the time that I have left after being a mom and a wife.
Right.
So whatever I have left after being a mom and a wife goes to my business. And I can't split that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can only give it to one place.
Right.
So I've decided I only want one.
Okay.
It can have 100 employees, but just one location.
Okay. So there are tons of people out there, cutting curly hair, opening up shingles and stuff. Why should people come to you?
Okay.
What's special about your salon?
Well, I'll tell you what's special about my salon. First of all, if you've, like TaylorAnne said, when you come to the salon, you really feel like this is where you belong.
Yes.
Because there's no shaming of anything. I mean, it might be a little challenging if you come in and your hair isn't prepared the way that we ask you to prepare it. But other than that, we're never like, oh my gosh. Ooh, yikes.
I don't know where do I begin?
Where do I begin? So you'll never feel uncomfortable with whatever kind of hair you have, whether you have a lot of hair, whether you have kinkier, coilier hair, whether you have just barely a wave and you're like, I'm curly, because we get those who are just like, no, I have curly hair. We're like, okay. We're gonna make these waves work. And so I've created a culture, and my team members have signed on, where we are so kind and caring to our clients, because they are so important, and that's what we're really here for. Hair is secondary. How we make somebody feel is primary. And if you read any of our reviews, if you get to know any of the girls, you'll know that they have the heart that I want them to possess, and that's they're here to cater to you, and that is why.
And you're very inclusive, because I first noticed that last time that I was here, and it was a year, last year I did it October 31st, it was Halloween, and you mentioned in the beginning that you were a believer, and I really like that. I connected there with you with that, and so it was Halloween, and we did celebrate. I said, like, I went through the phase where I kind of did, but you didn't judge. You didn't judge. You said, no, you don't celebrate, but you allowed me to say what we were going to do when we got home and all that, and I just felt like, oh my gosh, such a sinner, but it really wasn't like that. It was very inclusive. But that day, you had a woman in a chair, and her hair was super long, and she went out with a beautiful haircut. So it goes both ways. Sometimes people want to grow their hair, and they think, like, being in the curly community, you just want length. But I like the fact that you allow people to do what they want to do, be who they want to be. And I don't like when people say, oh, don't cut it. Like, people know, trust me, the struggle sometimes is there for whatever reason. Like, I had to cut my hair at one point, and Taylor, you chose to cut yours. And so I like the fact that you just do as, like, people book the appointment, and you do as they want. Like, no judgment, no questions. Why are you going to cut it? It's personal to people.
Totally.
And I really like it.
I love that. When I sat down, she wasn't like, are you sure? She was like, let's do it.
Yes.
Let's go.
Let's go.
So what's next for you in your salon?
Okay. Let me just side note. I do want to let you know. So I didn't grow up celebrating Halloween because my dad didn't let us grow up celebrating Halloween, right? Okay. But as I get older, I really want to celebrate Halloween. But my husband doesn't allow us to celebrate Halloween.
Okay.
So I don't get to celebrate Halloween. So I mean, I'm an adult, so obviously, if I wanted to get dressed and go trick or treating, he wouldn't like punish me. But I have to be an example in front of the kids that he doesn't, but he's not going to allow them to do Halloween. And then the other thing I wanted to say is that here we do whatever you want us to do. Like you said, if you want to grow your hair long, you can grow your hair long. If you want to keep your hair short, if you have split ends for 4 inches of your hair and you want to take off 1 inch. We're taking off.
That is so true, because when we came last year, we were in the throes of our damage, and I remember her just going ever so gingerly with you, doing exactly as you want, and you needed a whole lot more cut off at that point.
I remember that.
But you didn't say anything. You didn't do it. You didn't say anything, and you just did ask people. Ask. I mean, and I love that. Or like my hair was really shedding, and no one was like, oh wow, I got all this hair. I mean, it's nerve-wracking enough. So you really have the heart of a stylist that really cares. That really cares.
And last year, that's the first thing we said. We mentioned we went like straight to our live stream, and then we had a Halloween live stream. We said the vibe, just the vibe. So like everything, that you described your salon to be like, even before we knew that's how you described it, that's how it was. We were like, the vibe in there is just amazing. It's a natural hair salon, it's a curly hair salon, and it's so nice in there.
It needs to be put on the map.
Definitely.
That's why I'm glad to be here, because I feel like we have to reach back. Not that we're a big channel at all, but if we could just help someone, let people know this location, you know, time, especially during this day and age, to reach back and to help one another, you know. And so I'm just glad that we have the opportunity to interview you, let people know that this place exists. What's the address and the location, even though we're going to put it probably in the description box. Yeah. But just like you forgot to speak out the location, the address, so people know that if you're definitely in the tri-state area, definitely in Connecticut, and people do book trips. Who's your farthest client?
So I guess it's kind of a tie. Like we've got New York and we've got Rhode Island.
Okay.
Massachusetts.
Okay.
So I'd say 2 hours max is how far somebody's sure. And then of course we get the clients who move away, and then when they're home. Actually, I had a girl from Israel.
No way.
Yes,
Wow.
and she inboxed me. She said, "I'm gonna be home for a wedding, and I need you to do my hair." And I was like, "Okay." And that was right when COVID was starting.
Okay.
And I said, "I will let you know if anything changes." But yeah, from Israel.
Wow, that is so cool.
Yeah,
that
I was
is so
like, yes.
So I saw on Instagram announce that you're doing something exciting.
Yes.
So do you want to share?
Yes, absolutely. I want to share.
Okay.
So for about a year now, maybe even longer, I've been wanting to teach how to cut curly hair. So one of my gifts are cutting curly hair, cutting and styling curly hair. Another one of my gifts are teaching. And because I've been a stylist already for 12 years, I'm a progressor. I like to progress. I'm not stagnant, and I know that there's always something new for me. If you know me, you know there's always something new happening in my life. So after much fear, I put out a curly hair cutting course, and I did one live. I did one live back it was earlier this year, and I had 4 students come, and I was so doubtful of my ability to teach, and so I reached out to people who had already inboxed me, asked me like, "Do you teach?" And I said, "Sure." So as soon as I said I'm gonna do this, I reached out to those 4 people. I said, "This is the cost of my class, like let's get started." And I really did the class for me. I really did it to see if I could teach strangers how to cut curly hair. And then COVID happened, and just the world is happening where everything has gone online, everything has gone digital. So I created a curly hair cutting course, an online curly hair cutting course.
That's fantastic.
That is so awesome.
Yes, and the reason I did it, so I did it for a number of reasons. I did it for one, because I wish there was a stylist who knew how to cut hair when I was little. I had a white mom, black dad. They couldn't do my hair, so there was no place like mine. There was no salons that cut curly hair when I was growing up.
Right.
And then for 2, there are not nearly enough curly, like you said, right? You look. I mean, first of all, there probably weren't even that many to choose from.
Right, in Connecticut.
When you were looking in the first place.
Right.
I didn't know that any existed. Like this was like the location, the only one.
Yeah.
That I know.
Yeah. Well, there are a few people in Connecticut who do offer curly hair cutting services, but there aren't that many. And I feel like if I personally, with all this curly hair, didn't know how to cut curly hair until I knew how to cut curly hair, didn't know how to cut curly hair, then there are so many other stylists who don't even have it to understand it, that I would be able to help, I would be able to impact, I would be able to help them understand it so that they can like really give their client what they're asking for. Because the truth is that we get clients all the time who leave their hairstylists because they say their hairstylist doesn't know what to do. So they'll come to me for their cut, and they'll go to their stylist for their color.
Yes.
Because they'll say like, "I love my stylist, like she's so great, and I hate that I'm here right now."
Yeah.
But she doesn't know how to cut curly hair.
Right.
And so there is a real need. There's a need for people to learn how to cut curly hair, and
Because it is a gift. I mean, you can't just start putting scissors to hair. Now, I've shared with my audience that I used to go to, and I still did like for my highlights. I go for my highlights there, and then when I want the severe cut, I want my hair super tapered, and I didn't think that a curly hair salon would understand it because it's always about big hair. So I went there, and I was saying, what about to say what?
That you did have 2 different styles for color and for curly cut, because she didn't know how to cut curly hair.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so, but they said that if you're like a good stylist, you should be able to do everything, but that's not necessarily the case sometimes. You know, you have to go where you feel like they're going to give you what you want.
Totally.
Yeah. So
I love that you're doing that course though, because that's why this is like so big, like, you know, the natural hair movement, because people are embracing their natural hair, and you know, since we weren't like before, there aren't a lot of people that know how to cut curly hair. So a course like that is amazing. People that know how to, yes, start teaching the masses, start teaching other stylists. That's super important.
So is it is it targeted for people like just normal everyday people at home that want to do this, especially like during the COVID thing, or is it for stylists that have a salon but don't quite know about curly hair? Like, who are you hoping to draw in?
Stylists. And by all means, anybody can pay for my course and join it.
Right.
But when you're a stylist, you pay for my course and you earn your money back, right? It's an investment. As opposed to somebody like yourself, right? You take my course. I mean, whose hair are you going to cut besides her? Right. And you can't even cut your own, because I cut my own hair, but you can't cut the back.
That's true.
So you can only cut the front. So even if you're like, oh, you know what, the front of my hair looks great, the back is not going to look so great.
Right.
Or she could watch the videos, and then she could learn, but you're not gonna reap your money back. You're not gonna gain your money back, like what you invested.
Right.
But for a curly hairstyle or a regular hairstylist, you know, after 15 haircuts, they earn their money back.
Okay.
And then not only that, but then they keep their clientele that has curly hair. They gain new client that have curly hair. So it's like a win-win for them.
Okay. Is there a link or something you can give us if they want to sign up?
100%.
For that? Okay, so we will add that to the description box.
So can you just kind of like walk us through it a little bit, like some such a visual person?
Yes.
So this is going to be like kind of like a Zoom meet, or how is this?
Okay, so I'm not sure when this is going to air, but September 21st, this Sunday, I'm going to do a free webinar. So it's a free class for stylists to just basically see what they're going to get, and I'm going to do a real live demonstration on a client.
Okay.
And so that's going to be the Zoom call, and then so it's live. And then my courses are going to be pre-recorded, but it's still going to be a 4-week course. So there's going to be an intro. We're going to go into consultation. So there will be, a written part of this course, and then there will be the visual part where you see me go step by step from very beginning to all the way to the end. And I mean from consultation to drying their hair.
Okay.
So they won't be able to ask questions during the course, but they will be able to. I will do 2 live Q&As during the course. So every other Sunday night, I will, because I pick days and times where stylists are not in the salon. And so my hope is that after a stylist watches their first video, so their first video is Monday. They sign up for the course. First video is rolled out on Monday. You do your paperwork, you watch your video. My hope is that, and this is what I'm going to assign as homework, is that you put a picture of my model on your Facebook, Instagram page and say, I need somebody with hair like this.
Okay.
And I want them to practice.
Okay.
So that they can actually get it done. Because how many times do we buy something? Do we learn something? And if you don't do it right away, you forget what you learned.
Right.
And granted, it's theirs to use for a year. They get access to the course for a year. But if you don't do it right away, if you don't implement what you learned right away, you're liable to just forget it. You might remember something here and there, something there that will change your life, but it's great if you could just put yourself out there and do it.
Right. Is there a sign up for the webinar as well?
Yes.
Okay, we'll put this
Yes,
up.
I'll give you. Yeah. So the webinar is this Sunday. That's for free, no charge at all. And then the actual course is starting October 5th.
Okay.
And if you sign on to the webinar, there is, and you guys are going to be the only people who I've told this to, there's going to be a great surprise at the end of the webinar regarding the actual course. So get on that webinar. Yes.
Right. So this has been so much fun. Is there anything else you want to share about yourself or your salon or what you do?
No, I do just want to tell you guys, right? I know you guys love m.a.d.curls because obviously you're watching this, but this mother-daughter duo, they are so dear to my heart. And again, I've only met them 2 times, and especially TaylorAnne. She is a really special person, and you probably can see it in the video, but she takes such good care of her mother.
Yes,
and,
she does.
And anybody who takes care of their mother, they're gold. Yeah. They are gold, and it makes me, and her outside beauty it's just a reflection of her inside beauty. Yeah. She is a beautiful person on the inside, and I'm so grateful that you guys would take time to come and meet with me and have me on your channel, because I know that I know that they love you, and I
love the fact that my audience, they see that, and they say that when we go, because we go
do
live,
they say it?
We go live every Friday night in the comments, but they know, because everybody knows our story. Our story is very, very public. There's a video on our channel about my whole miserable life, guys. All right. All right, but like she was there for me. Like, she like really reached back. She stayed with me. She stuck with me. Like we have been through this together, you know. And so I think people like when they see us doing things and progressing because they love that because they've seen us suffer so much. There was a time when we went on a trip to Florida and everyone was so happy. Actually, they voted us in so we could go because they're like, you guys really are deserving, and they just really kind of like what you're about. It's her. Yep, she reached back.
She reached back. But it is. It's you don't. You just don't. You just don't. You don't. In 2020, you don't see people taking care of their parents.
No.
I mean, I don't know what has gone on, like where we've gone as a society that you don't take care of the person who has taken care of you for 18 years.
Right.
But it blesses my whole. I've lost both my parents, so I don't have parents on the earth. But if I did, my mother would probably call me every 2 weeks for a root touch-up, and you better believe I'd be like, put my mother in every 2 weeks in my schedule, you know? But
and that leads us into, because that's what I want to do. I want to just do the bare basics before like we finish up. How do people begin when they're at a loss and they're watching this right now? How do they approach going to a salon? You know, like when I had to find an attorney and all that, I didn't know, like, what do you do? Do you go through the phone book? Do you just pick up the phone? What's the first thing that you say when you get on the phone? You're so nervous, like you're scared. And what if people want you specifically? You're only one person. You know, like you are. Is it Luvena Leslie? Luvena. Okay. And people are like, I want Luvena. Like, can they have you, or do you like kind of like distribute the workload, and because you can't cut everybody's head?
No, I can't. Well, they can't have me anymore.
Okay.
They could have had me as of October 30th, but as of October 30th, I'm not taking any more new clients. So if you've seen me within the last 2 years, you can come back, and if you haven't, then you'll get to see one of my girls. You won't have to see one of my girls. You'll get to see one of them because they're all really great. They're all trained by me, and they're just really wonderful girls. So no, they won't get to see me, but. So the really great thing about the salon is that most of our booking is done online. You literally just go to the website, and what I tell people, and I think in 2020 our time is so valuable and we're so crunched for time. I think this is my thought, that most people go online and they look and see who has an availability where they're available. Right? I need Saturday at 8, I need Friday at 7 p.m. I need a noon appointment so I can go out on lunch. And it's like, okay, Crystal has a 12, or Talia has a 7, or Susie has a 8, and that's how they end up booking. And I think for the most part people are usually very happy with their choice.
They're loyal, and once they get someone, they're like,
Well, I first found the salon because someone I followed on Instagram got their hair cut by Susie. So I think I went to sign up for Susie, and I got you, which I'm so happy I got you. Susie can cut some good hair too.
Yes, she can.
I saw some of her work, and I was like, yes. So
Susie's great.
All right, so we all are sitting here with sickening hair right now, so let's just share as we close the video what we all have in our hair right now.
Okay.
What did you style your hair with today?
Oh, actually, and it's freshly washed just for you guys. So I washed with Diva Curl, no poo, one condition, and it's styled with Mixed Chicks leave-in conditioner. That's it.
Oh, okay. I was doing that a few weeks ago. Okay, today I did the Alikay Naturals whole regimen, guys, and I like it just as much as I did like the first time.
You washed it today?
I did it today.
Nice.
Yeah, so today I did, I washed it with the black soap shampoo. I went in with the lemongrass leave-in, and then I did the creme brulee.
The creme brulee.
Yeah, and then I put it in with oil. I think there's
The Curls creme brulee?
No, the creme brulee by Alikay Naturals.
Okay.
It's like a yellow kind of like meringue.
Okay.
Oh, it smells so good. Everything's like lemongrass.
Okay.
And I use actually Alikay too. I use the Alikay Naturals lemongrass foam, and I use some Eco Gel. So very simple. But
And edges are laid.
edges.
Laid.
Okay.
Have you always been natural?
I haven't always been natural. I didn't like my hair growing up. I put it back as tight as possible, and then when I got right into high school, I put a relaxer in my hair for all of high school.
We all do.
And then, so funny, when I was probably about 19, 20, my hair didn't fully straighten with a relaxer, so it was still kind of curly. My boyfriend at the time, he was like, I like your hair like that. And I was like, oh, really? You like this? And he said, yeah, and that was it.
That was it.
Okay.
That was it.
Like, what?
That was it.
And that's why I often tell clients when they're like unsure of what they think of their hair, I say, go ask your friends, go ask your family. It's when somebody reassures you that you look nice in your natural state, which I think is so crazy.
Exactly. No, but it's so
But
true.
once you get that reassurance, you're like,
so
oh, okay.
That is so true.
Yes.
That is so true. All right, well, thank you so much for sitting down with us.
Yes.
You guys comment down below in the comments, say hi to Luvena in the comments, show her some love. And thank you so much for watching this video, and
We shall see you in our next video.
see you in our next video.
All right.
Bye. Bye.